to start off this video, I just want to say that I'm not looking for any empathy or any pity or anything like that. Sometimes it's just easier for me to put these thoughts out there in order to better understand myself, which sometimes is, most of the time, is pretty difficult. And making videos like this actually makes it easier for me. So I just wanted to make this one and put it out there. Not to mention, I haven't felt inspired to talk about a lot of topics lately, at least in a video format, and I didn't want to let that feeling go. So here it is, and that's it. That's it for this little part. So just move on to the rest of the video. How did you celebrate your birthday this year? Was it worth the wait? For the past 4 years or so, I've been pondering a lot about what my birthday means to me and what birthday means to other people. For others, it is the greatest day of the year. They dedicate entire weeks or even an entire month to celebrate that their lives have managed to complete another year. Others keep it private, yet find themselves some time to enjoy with friends and family. For some others, it is just an excuse to party like they won't for the rest of the year. Yet for me, it's none of those. This year, I have officially made it past 25 years of age. I have successfully made it past a quarter of my life. Hopefully less. Okay, that's a joke. And with that comes what I believe is an urge to share experiences rather than actual wisdom, a philosophical reflection about life, or anything like that. 25 is not a lot in the grand scale of things after all. Due to personal circumstances that I won't get into, for the longest time now it has felt like my birthday lost all meaning up until a couple of years ago. To keep it simple, some stuff happened when I was younger that just made my birthday specifically one of the worst days of the year. Past that point, I just couldn't allow myself to celebrate or let alone enjoy that day. I guess this video is aimed for people who feel something similar. How do you feel about your birthday? Over the last 4 years, I have been wondering on whether or not to talk about this topic, and if I did, how? At first, I thought about making a list of the 20-ish things that I've learned during 20-ish years, but then I thought, well, who am I really to give any advice to provide any type of learning? After all, I'm just an asshole on the internet for most, if not all of you watching this video. I also thought about just making a fun little collage with cool pictures and uploading it. But why would I upload that, and who will watch that really? So instead, I made it at the beginning of the video, so you already watched it if you made it this far. How was it? I hope it didn't feel like a waste of time. Yeah. I eventually reached a point where I just wanted to put out there what my birthday means to me and how I got here. Because while we all have birthdays, our perspective on them is entirely different, and I wanted to put mine out there. Who knows, maybe someone feels the same way, and it's always comforting to know you're not alone, especially when it comes to feelings and thoughts. As I said before, my perspective on this day changed many years ago. This led me down a path where that day was not something to celebrate, but rather something that at best I will try to avoid, and at worst will make me paranoid and lonely. That was until I turned 23, when I decided to try to make something out of it. The problem was that at that point, I had been trying to avoid that day for almost a decade, so I felt a little lost to say the least. This is one of the reasons why I'm honestly not seeking any emotional reaction from this video. Because I understand that while why this started was not my fault, it became my fault when I let it continue for so long. This year, I took a small trip with my girlfriend and my best friends to cabin in the woods and then to Vegas with my brother. And it was, well, interesting. I enjoyed the trips and I'm very grateful, don't get me wrong. I don't want to sound like an entitled asshole, but it was difficult to some degree to allow myself to enjoy it. On one hand, my expectations for both trips were so high, mainly because it was the first time that I had actually planned something in years, that it was like I was expecting 10 years of birthdays to happen in a single week. And yet, on the other, I felt like I was just wasting everyone's time. It was like no matter what happened, my brain will not let me have one. I believe what I'm trying to achieve with this video is talk to those individuals who are on the same path where I once was and show the end result of it, which is where I'm currently am. If you enjoy your birthday, if it is one of the most special days of the year, if you can wait for that to happen, to celebrate with friends and family, the fact that you're alive another year, I couldn't be happier for you. That's what a single day of the year is all about, and you're one step ahead of the curve. If, for whatever reason, you find yourself in a situation similar to mine, here's what I can tell you. After so many years of avoiding and feeling paranoid of that day, I can honestly say I regret most of it. Yeah, it is a tough realization when you look back at something that you've been doing for almost a decade and realize that you were wrong or feel like it was wasted time. You feel a bit defeated, lost, and honestly, pretty dumb. There are positives, of course. You learn who your real friends are. During those years, I can tell you that my closest and dearest friends will not stop bothering me year after year to do something to celebrate, to make it special and just enjoy it. But then again, I've always been known for being a stubborn idiot. In a way, it works as an ego check too. Sometimes you can feel like you're on top of the world and everyone knows who you are and everyone loves you, only to realize that the world does not revolve around you. It is humbling at times. But in all honesty, I can see now what I was depriving myself of. If you're in a situation similar to mine, if you struggle to enjoy that day for whatever reason, if you feel like you're not worth it or you're just wasting your friends and family time, then the one piece of advice I can honestly give you, or that I wish you could get from this video, is find a way to make that day special. It doesn't have to be grandiose, it doesn't have to be a month-long celebration, a visit to Dubai, or a birthday party of the year. It just has to be meaningful. Either with family, friends, or even alone if that's what you're into. But make it special. Make it worth it. We live in a world that is constantly throwing stuff at our plates. Job, school, projects, expectations, plans that hang from delicate threads. And that goes without mentioning what goes on in our families, group of friends, relationships, or even inside of our heads. There are reasons to celebrate, of course. Getting that raise or promotion that you worked so hard for. Getting married. Moving in together. Graduating. Getting that job. Those and many wonderful things to celebrate. However, how often do you get to say that the reason you're celebrating is your existence alone? Once a year, until your clock runs its course.